morning Year 2, welcome to our first English lesson of the week. So today in English we are going to be making a prediction. Now we would have heard that word prediction from a few weeks ago when we made some predictions based on a story called Gorilla. Can you tell me what you think a prediction is? Well done. So if we remember from last week, a prediction is where we have a sensible guess. Because we don't know what is going to happen, so we are going to have a sensible guess. Let's have a look together at the front cover of our new story. Here is the front cover of our new book. And here is the title. Can you have a go at reading our title? Okay, let's read it together. It's called Sammy the Street Dog. And we're going to have a look at the front cover, looking at the images that we can see. And let's have some predictions, some sensible guesses at what we think might happen. So, in this picture, I can see a dog. And I think this story is about a dog because I can see the title is called Sammy the Street Dog. I think by looking at the dog, I can't see that he is wearing a collar and I can't see that he is with an owner. So that makes me think that he might be a stray dog. And I think as well that he might be a stray dog because the title suggests that he is a street dog. So I think that means that he lives on the streets rather than in a house. I think by looking at the picture that this story was set in the past because I'm looking at these buildings and I can see that they look like Tudor-style buildings. I can see the black timber on the outside. I can see tiny panes of glass. And I can see it's got a steep roof. So that's making me think that this story was set in the past. And I really think that it might be set in London. Can anybody spot on the picture why I think it might be set in London? Well done if you spotted it. Here it says Pudding Lane. And with all my learning that I have learnt so far at school or at home, I know that Pudding Lane is a street in the city of London. So this is making me think and predict that this story is set in the past and in London. I also think that this might be about the Great Fire of London because I can see that we have got a building on fire. And I know it's set in the past and I know that it was set in London. Now, I'm going to look back at this dog again because to me, it looks like he is barking. So he's got his mouth open and looks like he's barking at this building. And that's making me wonder if he is barking at some people. He might think that there are people inside. And he might be trying to tell them that there's a fire and trying to tell them that they need to escape. And I think it might be that they could be asleep because I can see in the background that the sky is very dark. So it might be early morning or in the night. And he might be trying to wake them up. So I want you to have a think. Pause the video if you can. And can you talk with your grown-up about is there anything else that you predict? Have a sensible guess about the clues on this front cover to tell you what the story might be about. And in a moment, we are going to write some super sentences for our prediction. So now it's time to turn our predictions, our sensible guesses that we've made by looking at the front cover, into some super sentences. And on our website, we have this document that you are able to record your ideas and your predictions on. And when I'm writing my super sentences today, I'm going to really think about my ideas, my predictions, and I'm going to explain using the conjunction because. So I'm really thinking and explaining why I think those. So I'm going to look at the front cover and I'm going to think about my first prediction, and I think the story is about a dog who is named Sammy because I can see a dog on the front cover and the title also suggests that he is called Sammy. So I'm going to start my sentence by saying from looking at the front cover, because that is the front cover of our book. From looking at the front cover, I think the story is about a dog who is called Sammy. Remembering a capital letter for Sammy, called Sammy the street dog. Now, I'm not just going to put my full stop there. I'm going to explain why I think that using because. Now, don't forget our little rhyme that we have. Big elephants can't always understand small elephants. Because I can see a dog on the cover and also the title is suggesting that is his name because the title is called Sammy the Street Dog. So, from looking at the front cover, I think the story is about a dog who is called Sammy the Street Dog because I can see a dog on the cover and also the title suggests this. Full stop. Now I'm going to move on to my next sensible guess, my next prediction. And I'm going to keep thinking about the dog and I'm going to talk about my prediction is that I thought he might be a stray dog. So I've already used from looking at the front cover. I'm now going to use the word I predict. I predict that Sammy is a stray dog. Now, I'm not just going to put a full stop there. I am going to explain why I think he is a stray dog. So, I predict that Sammy is a stray dog because, remember, I rhyme, big elephants can't always understand small elephants, because he has no collar, and normally if he was a pet dog, they would be wearing a collar. He has no collar and no owner with him. Full stop. So I've explained why I think he is a stray dog. Now, I also think he is a stray dog because the title says that it's the street dog. So I'm going to add a little bit more. So I'm going to say, I also think this because in the title, so I'm referring to which part of the front cover, because in the title it says Sammy the street dog. So it suggests he might live on the street rather than in a house. Full stop. And then I would then move on to my next prediction. So I'm always explaining why I think that. We don't know what's going to happen in the story, so these are all our predictions, our sensible guesses. Okay, so now children, it is going to be your turn to look at the front cover, make some predictions, have some sensible guesses, and then turn those predictions and write some super sentences. Don't forget to use because and explain why you think that. Use the image that we have here to really think about those ideas. Don't forget, once you have finished your work, children, send a quick picture to your teacher so we can have a look at your super predictions. Bye for now.